What is going on, everybody, man? King Recon here. It feels like it's been an eternity. It's always like this when there's a break, but it feels so good to have the series back after reading the past couple of chapters, after reading through the absolute awesome sauce that is volume 90. Y'all need to go buy this if you have not done so already, man. I mean, I was so hyped when I got it. I made a hype video for it yesterday, man. I mean, such a magnificent volume, truly one of the best volumes in the series. It is the first volume post time skip that has a different name from New World. It has the Wano name on it. So definitely go pick this up if you have not done so already. And if you have picked it up or are going to pick it up, please, hey man, send me a picture. Show it to me on Twitter, man. I would love to see, people going out and buying the best-selling manga in history, man, which is exactly what we were going to be discussing and reacting to in today's chapter of the legendary one and the only One Piece, man. Dude, today's gonna be a good day, man. Today's gonna be a marvelous day because right after I finish reading this chapter, which I can just feel in my bones, is going to be something crazy. It's going to be something great. Especially with the way that 941 ended off and finding out exactly what Yasui, a.k.a. the legend himself, my boy Tono Yasu, is going to be talking about whenever it comes to the two things he's going to be apologizing for and whatnot. So I'm excited to see how that goes down. Of course, everything going down in the funeral. But man, after this One Piece chapter, I finally just get to sit down and go in there like swimwear on some 2K, bro. Your boy has been wanting to play some 2K, man. So I'm going to be going in like swimwear on some My Team. So it's going to be a good day, man. Just a day of rest, a day of relaxation. But first, before I get into any of that, it is time to prioritize and go through probably the number one thing I look forward to from an entertainment standpoint on a weekly basis, which is the best-selling manga in history, man. So let's get right into it. Chapter 942, and let's see what we got going down here. The daimyo of Hakumai, Shomotsuki Yasui. So they're naming the chapter after him. Shomotsuki Yasui, the daimyo of Hakumai. Cover page request: Montdor, carefully selecting cheese from the World Cheese Encyclopedia, and top-notch sommelier mice carefully selecting wine from the World Wine Encyclopedia. So we got a whole bunch of ratatouilles here. We got a whole bunch of Remy's surrounding Montdor as he's in a room full of books. Shout out to Ratatouille, man. Fantastic movie. And the Kingdom Hearts 3 minigame makes me very angry, but I beat it. I beat every single one, and I got that achievement, man. I really did. Shout out to Ratatouille and Kingdom Hearts 3. Oh, a flashback. Hakumai is the only legal harbor in all of Wano. There may be good people visiting, but that means bad people will also be visiting. So we must be an impregnable force. As expected from the Wano country's strongest samurai. Yo! Now is not the time for you to be impressed. How long are you planning to stay here? You may be a ruffian, but you are still the son of the... Is that you? Is that what I think it is, bro? Is that my boy Kozuki Odin? O-D-N? Son! Now is not the time for you to be impressed. How long are you planning to stay here? You may be a ruffian, but you are still the son of the Shogun. They kicked me out of the castle. My blood relation to him matters not anymore. Have you not heard the rumors? They said after the passing of Kozuki Sukiyaki, the one who takes over as Shogun will not be Odin, but instead it will be Yasui. Hold on, son. You fool! You are the one who will take charge of the Kozuki family in the future. Lord Sukiyaki's disowning of you is merely tough love. You should take that as a challenge. Forget about that, Yasu. I want to set out to sea. Why does this country forbid it? He only wants to set out to sea. Man, you can just imagine if that was truly something that he desired or something that he really wanted to take part of and really wanted to go out on the romance and on the journey of just setting sail and seeing the world for what it is and seeing everything outside of Wano instead of being closed in. Man, it's gonna be beautiful whenever Wano's borders open, man, because it'll truly be his dream coming into fruition. And not only for himself, but he wanted it for everybody else. So, man, I really can't wait to see more of him and Roger's crew and how he just I can only imagine like how it must have been for Roger seeing this dude. I mean, Roger, of course, was an adventurer himself, but seeing a person like Odin, who was pretty much, I mean, he is the rightful heir to this, to being a shogun, like to being the head of a country, and instead he chose to go out to sea instead, man. Like there is massive romance in that very statement. That's beautiful. That causes for a great story. That's why I cannot wait to see more from my boy Odin, man. An isolationist country is too cramped for me. Silence! Only after you have become a competent samurai can you choose to be so selfish. How many times are you going to hit me? For real, man, my boy just keeps hitting him. Who the hell do you think you're hitting? You're nobody. You're nothing more than a thug. Yo, man, my boy Tonoyasu's having flashbacks back to Odin. That's how you know stuff is getting real. That's how you know that stuff is getting crazy. That's how you know when stuff is hitting the fan. When you have Yasui out here thinking back to Odin. Odin. Lord Yasui, I was born in Hakumai. Lord Yasui, I am so glad that you survived. We got a double page spread. Well, let me make this full screen. The flower capital Wasetsu district. Let me pull this closer. The dialogue is so small. The prisoner showcase. This man stole from the capital last night. Look at how far he has fallen, living in Ebisu town and working as a flatterer. This man is the former daimyo of Hakumai, Shomotsuki Yasui. Lord Yasui! And you see that they're all blocked out. What appears to be like a couple cross hatches of bamboo that is guarding the that is like proving as a gate between them and where the execution takes place. And in the past, he committed the grave crime of opposing Shogun Orochi with his army. As such, he will be executed here in humiliation and buried as a sacrifice along with Komurasaki. What does Orochi think this man is? A Yu-Gi-Oh card? He admitted to being the witching hour boy, who caused major disturbances throughout the capital. That was a lie. I figured that if I was going to die anyway, I would admit to it. That way I could draw everyone's attention. What? So he's not the one? Timing of this crime was pretty odd this time around, though. Wait a minute, bro. Wait a minute. So he lied about being the witching hour boy? Then who the flying flatter is the witching hour boy? Wait, what? So he is not the one? This is like whenever, well, whatever. I was thinking back to old school WWF, but that's not the time for that. The timing of his crime was pretty odd this time around, though. He appeared at midnight, so he should be called the Rat Hour Boy instead. I apologize for lying. I'm not the hero that you all think I am. Then why did you commit theft? Lord Yasui! And we transition away, and we see X-Drake. All the attention and commotion from Komurasaki's funeral has shifted to focus to Yasui's execution. Oh no, Drake is here. Drake, the residents of Ebisu have invaded the flower capital. This man, it seems that he's an even more important figure than we had imagined. The flower capital front gate. Stop right there, go back. Hey, you lot, you cannot enter the capital without permission? Let us see Tonoyasu. Don't kill Yasu. Stop, you paupers. We cannot let Yasu die. If he dies, we will no longer be able to survive. Keep an eye on the rioters. Lord Orochi's decision to film and broadcast the execution might end up backfiring. That's what I've been saying this entire time. In the past couple of in the past like 2 weeks, and with the way that stuff's going down, and me just thinking about the chapter, and I do apologize about not doing that stream that I said I was going to do, where we talked about it and speculated about the next chapter. I really do apologize for that, man. I was trying to dedicate a lot of time to catching up to a couple of other series and putting out some videos on series that I really wanted to do, but that's no excuse, man. I apologize for promising a stream and not delivering on it. So hopefully in the near future we'll be able to stream the One Piece greatness. But in terms of Lord Orochi deciding to film and broadcast the execution and how that's going to backfire on him, that's all I've been thinking about. Of how it's going to be a situation where, similar to a Marineford, where they are planning to broadcast it in order to show to the world, to set an example to the world, which is what Oroshi's trying to do here. He's trying to set an example to the rest of the citizens. But it might end up backfiring on him in the same way that it backfired back in Marineford. Whenever they had to resort to underhand tactics, they decided to cut off the feed. So, you know, it's due to backfire. Almost no plan goes right in this series. And that's both for our main cast and for the opposing side. So, definitely expected to backfire for sure. The Shogun is a fool. Your servants have my sympathies for all your hard work. Hey, you. Now, everyone, take a look. Feast your eyes on the magnificent flower capital. It is a grand sight to behold here in Wano. And I love how whenever he says that, Oda gives us a panel of the entirety of Wano right in front of Yasui, which is us seeing it basically from Yasui's perspective, from a bird's eye view here, and it looks magnificent. This place, it looks absolutely fantastic. This is an excellent panel. And so he says, the scenery here has been built from the ground up for generations. By the hands of the Kozuki family and the citizens, it is our pride and joy. It is not something you can take credit for. Hurry, he started spouting nonsense. Kurozumi Orochi. That bastard. Are you listening, Orochi? The vast expanse of trees, bushes, rivers, and villages. You tainted it, all with your boundless greed. You are nothing more than a pest. Yo, he's saying that to the Shogun. How dare you, Yasui. We see him transforms right here into his dragon state. Lord Yasui, if you continue to speak, there will be no going back. Now there is one thing I need to apologize to everyone for. It is regarding that picture that has been circulating around. The picture. 20 years after the Kozuki name died off, we no longer had the military power to exact revenge. Burdened with the Kozuki family's regrets and resentment, I created it. He created it? 20 years after the Kozuki name died off, we no longer had the military power to exact revenge. Burdened with the Kozuki family's regrets and resentment, I created it. It was all a prank. 20 years ago, after the death of Odin, Orochi approached the 4 remaining daimyo and asked us this. Not yet, wait. Will you bow before me, or will you fight? And what an utterly ridiculous question it was. And right here we see, in Rashi and Kinemo and Ashura Doji, you used cheap tricks to steal the title of Shogun from Odin. Even though you were greatly indebted to him, why the hell would anyone acknowledge you? Don't tell me, Lord Yasui. The daimyo and the citizens of each region took up swords without a hint of hesitation. However, our revenge was brought to an end by the monster known as Kaido. And thus, hold on, man. I just want to reread that one more time. Those words are giving me chills, man. He states, used cheap tricks to steal the title of Shogun from Odin, even though you were greatly indebted to him. Why the hell would anyone acknowledge you? Like, man, dude, now I really, really want to know more about the past. Because if he was truly indebted to Odin, but then he used cheap tricks to steal the title of Shogun from Odin, you know something, man? Something deep inside me tells me that that Odin meant it to be that way. Or because it's One Piece and because of the way that Oda handles his own touch on certain samurai and or shogun stories, whatever. Because I think back to Gintama and the way that they handled it, this series can handle it to where there was a promise made between Odin and Orochi before Odin died. And because of that promise, or because of what was going down at the time, or even forever, until maybe later on, there was a promise that Orochi had to keep that he had with Odin from all those years ago. That could come into play way later on. Because there's just something about this whole thing that's off. About Orochi being... And because it's not like he took over because of Kaido. I mean, according to what it's saying right here, Kaido came after all that. So because Orochi was named Shogun before Kaido arrived, and that means that there had to have been something that went down between them, between Odin and Orochi. From what I can gather, of course. There has to be something more to it. Anyways, continuing on. Even though it was not my intention, I managed to escape death and went into hiding in Ebisu Town. I could not bear the thought of living in hiding until my dying breath, so I devised a childish plan. Please forgive me. But Orochi was an even bigger coward than I anticipated. In his moment of panic, he ordered the arrest of all these innocent people who bared the mark of the crescent moon. The mark was nothing but a simple and popular design from long ago. This man is taking all of the blame upon himself, saying he created this and he created that. God, man, yo, I have so much respect for Tonoyasu, bro. He's lying through his teeth, man, but because it's being broadcasted, it's backfiring on the public, because the public sees Tonoyasu as this saint, as this person that they all look up to. They're gonna, of course, believe his word as facts. What, we did all this because Orochi panicked? What are we supposed to do with all the people that we've caught? Orochi, the Rosetsu district is just up ahead. Damn you, Yasui, I will shoot you full of holes. So you have come, Orochi, and it's been a long time. Any last words, Yasui? Orochi. Alright, shall I tell you of the curse that binds your heart? Upon the man whose mind has swollen shut, a lifetime of Odin to fill your gut. What? Hold on, bro. Yo, man. That's like the second time in this chapter I got chills. Upon the man whose mind has swollen shut, a lifetime of Odin to fill your gut. Brian, Yasui, not Yasui, Orochi's pissed. Because Yasui says, I guess this is the end of the road for me. Kinemon, along with the rest of the 9 scabbards, as well as Momonosuke, the future Shogun. Today your plan was set back to nothing. You have once again a blank canvas. I have given directions to the new meeting location, to our allies caught in the Rosetsu district. This is the only thing I'm capable of with my feeble life. Man, dude, Tonoyasu's a true goat. It matters not how much the cowardly Orochi shouts or yells. His voice will no longer reach his soldiers. We are forever grateful. Kinemon, man. The Shogun's cowardness is truly a pain. Stop it, he will hear you. Daddy, no one has been able to take Kaido's head for over 20 years. And we see Zoro running towards him. We see Toko as well. Cover the children's eyes. The last daimyo that served the Kozuki, the frivolous flatterer from Ebisu Town, will now make his way to the other world. Let us all sing together. Go onwards to Onigashima. See your revenge to the end. Bruh, my boy, Tonoyasu. And then he starts singing, We Go. Here we go. Toko's running. This man raises up his gun. Orochi, Yasui, I will be waiting for the good news from the outside. Daddy! I thought he was going to be saved, man. I really, really did. I thought it was all building up to an attack or somebody coming in to save him. Tonoyasu, man. Forgive me, Otoko. Forgive your father for leaving you behind. Tonoyasu! The other low-lifes from Ebisu Town chased him out. Yasu, Lord Yasui. Daddy! Daddy! Lord Yasui. Wahahaha! Tonoyasu died? Lord Tonoyasu died! Yeah. And we had everybody happy crying, bro. Tonoyasu. What's so funny about that? That's what I'm stressing. But it has to be something deep, like something that Tonoyasu himself must have left behind for all of them, man. Maybe it was some secret message or some ability. Daddy died. You see, it has to be something more to it, man. Nobody laughs like that. With tears in their eyes, man. God, man, Tonoyasu, bro. Not everyone is crying. The people of Ebisu Town, no matter how sad they are, no matter how hard it is for them, they aren't able to show such emotions. They have been robbed of their ability to do anything but smile. All they can do is laugh. It is all because of what Kaido and Orochi brought to this country. The fruit known as smile. Excuse me? It is all because of what Kaido and Orochi brought to this country. The fruit known as smile. I'm confused. The fruit known. I mean, of course, we know where the smile fruit. We know the importance of it, and we know that originally our plan, or what we theorized for years in the community, was that Kaido was gonna have this massive army of smile fruit users to have in that battle. That of course we now know is Onigashima, and that's why it was being mass produced back in Punk Hazard, and we got to see more and more of them as time went on. But wait a minute, so hold on, man. The people of Ebisu Town, no matter how sad they are, no matter how hard it is for them, they are unable to show such emotions. They have been robbed of their ability to do anything but smile. All they can do is laugh. It is all because of what Kaido and Orochi brought to this country, the fruit known as smile. One Piece will be on break next. Oh my flipping flat. The fruit known as smile. I don't know how to take that, man. Because of the way that she says it is all because of what Kaido and Orochi brought to this country, the fruit known as smile. The smile fruit. The smile fruits. The mass production of those things. But then you have them that are they that are always smiling, but like everyone can't eat out of that same fruit, you know? It's like I'm still confused about the whole thing. Like my head right now, I can't grasp the idea of what she's trying to say. It is all because of what Kaido and Orochi brought to this country, the fruit known as smile. The fruit known as smile. I want to know more, man. I want to know more. But regardless, somebody in the comments, I know for sure, will help me out with this. To help me wrap my mind around it. But by the heavens, what a chapter, man. Tonoyasu, aka Lord Yasui, is a man. Alright? This dude. We've seen people's loyalty. Odin to me had to have been an amazing individual. For Inarashi and Nekomamushi to do what they did, and not for Tonoyasu doing what he did as well. All to carry Odin's wishes. Odin must have been an amazing dude. Now I cannot wait to see his flashback now. Tonoyasu taking all the blame upon himself, which is now going to, of course, Orochi. It won't be able to fool Orochi, and he's already turned his soldiers against Orochi. But at the very least, now the plan has backfired on Orochi, and the people, the regular common folk that look up to Tonoyasu, are now going to believe what he said and take it as truth, which is incredible to me. Taking it all upon himself, man. He knew he was going to die. Man, I had chills multiple times this chapter. Great flashback there in the beginning. And the present stuff was extremely intense. I couldn't stop reading. It was one of those moments whenever you're reading, and for me as a person who does reactions, specifically to manga, because in the anime you can't stop, but in manga you can stop and digest. And this was one of those chapters that was a real page turner. I really couldn't stop turning the pages. The way that Oda laid it out and made me want to continue reading and going next and going next and going next. It was great. Fantastic stuff, man. Tonoyasu, bro. And the way that it built up and led in, the fact that he was killed, and the final page is everybody laughing and crying while laughing. And the reason why they are laughing, the reason why all of them have been laughing this whole time is because of a fruit known as smile, which is something, of course, that we've known for a long time. It is a term we've known for a long time. It is an ability that we have seen for quite some time. But what I'm confused about is how is that connected to this? You know, smiley fruit, like, how is that connected to this? Or unless she's talking about literally the smile no me. But even then, that doesn't make any sense. Because, like, how can all the townsfolk eat out of that same fruit? Regardless, man. We're on break next week, bro. Oh my gosh, man. Alright, Oda needs his breaks, man. But Tonoyasu with them, man. I can't wait to see Oda's flashback. And so, just Tonoyasu's final words, man. We see how much people truly cared about him. We get his final speech, talking about, you know, the pride of the country and the Kozuki family. And he speaks directly to Orochi. And man, dude. The curse, man. Upon the man whose mind is swollen shut, a lifetime of Odin to fill your gut. What a line, bro. This man said, let us all sing together, bro. With tears in his eyes. Wow. And he gets lit up. Oda really did a great job of putting together this chapter from a structure standpoint. Really making you want to turn the pages and continue turning the pages, man. Can't wait to see where this leads. The Wano arc will not be the same. It is it definitely impacted in a different way than I originally anticipated. Because now, like I said before, the citizens are now going to believe what he said. And the soldiers are now starting to doubt. So something might happen with Orochi and the way that he rules this country that might change the course of where we take the story from here. We're now going to be exposed to another plot with the truth behind why everyone in Ebisu Town smiles so much. Which, of course, is more than likely going to be connected, or 100% is connected to Orochi and Kaido. It was stated in that final panel. But how is all going to be connected to the Battle of Onigashima? And to what's going to continue happening from here on out? Man, dude, shout out to Yasui. Shout out to Tonoyasu, man. Goodness gracious. That was hurting, man. I got chills several times this chapter, and my throat started hurting a little bit whenever I saw Tonoyasu right there, man, delivering his final speech, bro. That was fantastic. What a powerful final panel, man. And this last double page for everyone laughing, and then you're just wondering to yourself, it's like, man, I've known that these people were weird, but there's got to be something more to it, because whenever you see a panel like that and you see everybody laughing, especially towards Tonoyasu, you're like, nah, man, there has to be something deeper to this. It's got to be some ability. It's got to be some sort of secret, maybe. Like, I was originally leaning towards this being a secret held between all of them, that, or the fact they were just forcing themselves to smile, but no, it actually legitimately is an ability. I just want to know how that works and how that it affects so many people. You know, it's got to be something similar to Bello Betty's fruit, where it's an ability that impacts others and forces others to smile. Robs them of their ability to do anything else but smile. But regardless, man, we'll talk about it later, but I hope everybody has an awesome rest of a day. Let me know what y'all thought about this week's chapter of One Piece, man. That was a true page-turner in every sense of the word. And what an emotional roller coaster of a chapter, man. And Oda deserves his break, man. He most certainly does. Like, that hurt a lot, especially with it being a break last week, but for sure. We'll be back with the Wano greatness in 2 weeks. And, man, we'll see what happens. We'll see how the course of this arc continues to shift and how we continue to build towards Onigashima, man. I'm not going to lie, though, bro. A lot of this stuff is really making me want to see the day when Luffy takes over, or when Luffy pawns Kaido, so that everything that Toniyasu was saying right here can come into fruition, and Wano is given back to the Kozuki family. Wano is going back to where it originally was, and not just going back to where it originally was, but continuing to move forward as Oden wanted. Because just as Oden said at the beginning of the chapter, he wanted to go out and set to sea. He never wanted to rule. So, and he wants others to experience the same feeling as well. I can't wait for Oden's flashback, man. But anyways, I hope everybody has an awesome day. Have a great weekend. Stay blessed, man. Once again, if you buy volume 90, man, send it to me on Twitter, Discord, whatever, and I'll RT it, whatever, because I really want more people to invest money in what they truly love, man. I'm a firm believer that if you truly if you have the money, like if you don't have the money, don't force yourself to do it. I don't want you eating no food just so you can buy something. But for sure, man, yeah, support, especially if it's a series like this that I know a lot of you are really passionate about, like I am. For like a volume, if you can buy it digitally, physically, even if it's just one volume out of the 90, definitely, man. If you really enjoyed the Reverie stuff, it is $9 worth of your time. It really, really is. And I think the digital version is like $6.99. But yeah, if you end up buying it, buy it. Let me know, man. And because it's a really, really good volume. But I hope everybody has an awesome day. Take care. Have a great weekend. Stay blessed. Tomorrow's One Piece episode is mainly going to be recaps, so I'm probably going to be covering that. So we'll do something else. But aside from that, man, have a great weekend. Stay blessed. One Piece greatness. Shout out to my boy Toniyasu for being a real one, man. For being a true real one.